Your favorite motivational speaker and author, Sakara Bay, with another life lesson for this week. Peace, kings and queens. Today I greet you with joy and peace, hoping that that will be your experience today. I want you to feel joy and peace and see it and smell it and feel it and experience it in your life today, even if that have not been your experience yesterday or the day before yesterday, or you just have not been having much peace in your mind today. I want you to have peace in your heart. I want you to have peace in your mind, and I want you to have peace in your spirit. And I want you to allow peace to be a part of your everyday life, because it should be anyway. There are so many things that happens with us that we have to face the reality of, things that goes on in the world every single day, and through all the chaos and commotion and things that happens inside of our family and all the things that we have to deal with on the regular basis, I still want us to allow ourselves to be able to be consumed with some sense of peace every single day. I cannot express the importance of that to you. So go somewhere and find yourself some peace. And that is why I greet you in peace today, because peace is important. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in here. So really quick, since the last time I seen you guys on Friday, I did say recap of the weekend and I never recapped, but I have been tried. I've been tried and I have been tested, and a friend of mine reached out to me and asked me how I was doing, and I told her, that it was a trying day for me this weekend on Saturday. And I said it just reminded me of how strong I am. And sometimes when I think about the things that God allows me to make it through, and this weekend, for instance, I think about God preparing me for greater things, number one. And if I can't make it through these things, how will I possibly make it through other things? And it makes me grateful for those things to happen. And it makes me feel like I would rather for those things to happen than for them not to happen. So sometimes you need to be put to the test. Sometimes you need the trial. Sometimes you need the tribulation. You need your testimony so you can prepare yourself, or allow yourself to be prepared. Bring out your inner strength and allow yourself to see things in a different light and be prepared for your greater. So I'm ready for my greater. Yes, this weekend, I'm telling you, the things that happened over the weekend. I mean, nothing super serious or crazy, but just things getting in the way, and things that I had to come up against, and I just grind them up. I grind them up and throw them away, and grind them up in the mill, in my mill of life. And I allow myself to be mentally prepared for these challenges that come against me. And I continue to talk positively over myself over and over and over again, and tell myself that how strong that I am. And my self-talk was one of the main things that got me through a rough and busy weekend. So I'm so glad that I speak those positive things to myself in my own mind, that I constantly encourage myself. And I am telling you this because these are things that I have, that I know to be effective. And I want you to try these things for yourself when you come up against trials and things that try to get in your way. I want you to speak goodness into yourself, positivity into yourself. Tell yourself how beautiful and amazing you are. Give yourself credit for trying even when things don't go your way. Give yourself credit. Celebrate your efforts, because your efforts matter. Any small step that you take towards the direction that you want to go towards is a big accomplishment for you, because it's the small things that add up to the major things. So give yourself credit and celebrate yourself this weekend. And it's okay. It's okay to come up against challenges. It's okay to face the trials and the realities of life. Those are the things that make us stronger. Someone said that to me before. Someone that I know have a lot of struggles in their life, and they were asking me how do I deal with the struggles and the things that I had to make it through in my past. And as I explained to them and talked to them, they said back to me that you take the negative things that happen to you in your life and you turn them into positive things. And that's what I do. I see you're absolutely correct. And it's funny that I actually heard someone say that about me to me, because when I think about it, I mean, I never really put it in that perspective, but I want my life to be positive. I don't want to have to suffer in the ways that I used to suffer before in my past. And the things that happened to me did make me stronger. So yes, I do take my testimony and turn it into my passion and my power and my press and all of those type of things, because I want to move forward. I do want to get more. I do want a better life. I want everything that God has for me, with nothing getting in my way, not my trials and tribulations, not my past, not my own self. I don't want to get in the way of my own future or of my own success. So it is very important how we deal with our trials and tribulations of life. Sometimes these things can arise to help you. So I guess that's the point of my little weekend recap, was to remind you of how strong you are, because sometimes you can be stronger than you even realize. So before we jump into this week's life lesson, I just want to remind you, if you are alive and you are well, you should consider yourself blessed. And before we take a few moments of silent gratitude every week before I start my life lesson, I want us to collectively take this opportunity to take a few minutes of silent gratitude. I believe that expressing gratitude is very, very, very important. Even with my rough weekend, I continue to express gratitude for every single thing, even the things that I had to push harder to make it through. So I do believe that expressing gratitude is very important. But real quickly, my twin sister called me yesterday morning to make sure that I was still alive. There was a tragic accident on the Baltimore Bridge, headed towards the same direction that I often take to pick up my baby girl, is away in Washington, D.C., training in Job Corps, and it's nothing for me to hop on one of those bridges and be my baby called me. I'm on my way to go pick her up, and it's very likely that I could have been on a bridge on my way to Washington, D.C. yesterday. And when I thought about it, it made my heart so grateful. It made my heart so grateful. Of course, I reached out to my daughter, make sure that not her, anyone that she knows was on that bridge. Some of my coworkers have family that live in that area, and I'm grateful that I wasn't on that bridge yesterday. So it's more for me to be grateful for. Of course, my heart pours out to the lives that were lost on the bridge in Baltimore, Maryland yesterday. And I am truly sorry for that tragic accident happening, but it makes me so grateful that God protects me in those ways constantly every single day. So that's just more for me to be grateful for, that I was not on that bridge. And that brings me into our moment of silent gratitude. So God woke you up this morning. If you have nothing else to be grateful for in this moment, please be grateful for that. I'm going to count my blessings that my daughter or myself or her loved ones, her boyfriend, and people that I know. I'm grateful that we all are still alive, even though my heart pours out for the ones that did lose their life. I'm counting my blessings. I'm grateful for my life today. So here we go. Just in a few moments, we're going to take a few deep breaths, think about the things that we are most grateful for, and just cram it into these few moments. Allow your vibration to be lifted up, clear your heart, clear your mind. I want you to be present in this moment before I reveal to you what this week's life lesson is. And I just want you to be here and be grateful and be in good spirits and have a positive energy. Open up your heart, open up your mind, and feel good about receiving this message today as well. So let's be grateful. Here we go. I love that. I love everything about expressing gratitude. It does something for me each and every single time. So I hope you took the opportunity to join in with me on expressing silent gratitude. Listen, I know I go off on y'all every Wednesday about learning how to express more gratitude. For those of you who are new to me, this is not new. Every week I talk about how important it is to express gratitude. We need to get in the habit of that. That is a part of my daily practice. It is something that I have gotten in the habit of doing every single day. It is very effective. It works not only for me, but it works, period. It is just something that we should all do, not because just to open ourselves up to more blessings, which it does. It literally opens you up to more blessings when you get in the habit of expressing gratitude. But God is good, and we should be grateful for every single day that God allows us to be alive and living, and even the small things, not even something as major as the gift of life, but all of our many blessings: the food that we eat, the shoes on our feet, the clothes that we wear, the roof on our heads, every single thing. If your body is working in the way that you need it to work, if you can go to the bathroom, some people's bodies does not function the way that they need them to function on the regular basis. They just don't have the health in their body. People struggle in their health so often, and if you have great health, you need to thank God for it, because those things I do not take for granted. And I know that any of it could have been me, and I just thank God that it is not me, that I do not have to suffer in a lot of ways. I count my blessings, and I do consider myself to be very blessed. And you are probably more blessed than you realize that you are. So get in the habit of expressing gratitude. So are y'all ready for this week's life lesson today? God is so good. God just placed it in my spirit to talk about understanding today. He put it right in front of my face. As soon as I saw the word understanding, it resonated with me on such a level. I was like, wow, understanding. We all need understanding. And I just believe that this is so relevant. This is very relevant. I don't want to start running my mouth just yet. I want to kind of stick with my notes. I don't want to give away some things that I have in my notes already. So, this is a great message. I'm very excited about this message on understanding. I did take my time and prepare this message. And I hope that you are ready to receive some understanding in your life right now. Sometimes we can go through things in life and we just don't have very much understanding on a lot of things. And by us having that lack of understanding or the misunderstanding about even some of the things that we had to go through in our personal experience in life, it can hinder us in so many ways. It can allow us us to not have peace in our minds with certain situations because we want clarity or whatever. We don't understand why we had to go through some of the things that we had to go through, or why certain people are the way that they are, or why we had to struggle with a certain situation that other people didn't have to suffer with. Sometimes we can question God. We don't understand why certain things has to happen, and we like, God, why? That is one thing that I try not to get in the habit of doing, because I know that God is the master of strategy. And even when we don't understand, he always has a method behind everything that he does. God is genius. God is omnipotent. He thinks on a level that we can't even relate to at all. So we should not even try to understand God's logic. But sometimes we just want to understand more, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to understand more, wanting some clarity in life. So if you are one person that struggles with understanding and just wanting a little bit more clarity in your life, then I strongly suggest that you sit in for this message of understanding. I don't know your personal situation. I am not a psychic. I cannot read into your lives and say, well, this happened to you for whatever reason, but I want you to allow this message to resonate in your spirit to the point where as though you get some kind of clarity in your heart and in your mind, and get more understanding in your life as to why maybe you had to go through some of the things that you had to go through in life. And when you get this understanding, it will kind of smooth things out for you, kind of straighten out the path, and allow you to flow through freely, instead of allowing this lack of understanding to become a barrier that it is hard for you to get over. You can't get across, you can't get through, you can't move forward because you just don't understand. So do not allow, and this can be very well be a lot of people's reality. They get hung up. They get hung up on life because they don't understand. So I don't want you to have to go through that today. I don't want that to be your reality. And if that has been your reality to this point in your life, I want you to kind of change your perspective on some of the things that you had to grow through in life, and realize that some things may have happened in your life for your own good. A lot of times we think that things are happening to us, and why is this happening to me? And sometimes things can be happening for you to make you stronger, to make you better, to elevate you, to prepare you, or whatever reason why God is doing the things that God needs to do for us and with us, and allowing certain things to happen to us. It could very well be opportunity that we can find in adversity that can allow us to move forward and get better and reach higher and move past these things in life. I know you have heard this before. It is not what happens to you in life. It is how you deal with the things that happen to you in life. So life is perspective. It's all how you look at these things. Once you allow yourself to kind of take in some of these things that is happening, and you are still trying to process some things. Okay, this happened, I lost a loved one, whatever, a bad report from the doctor, you might be struggling with some things in your health, you might come from a broken family, I don't know, you might be going through some things inside of your marriage or with your children or whatever, or in your childhood. I had a very tragic childhood for myself. I had to go through things in my childhood that should never happen to any child. I was abused in so many ways, and I don't try to figure out why these things happen to me. I just take it for what it is, and I move forward with my life. I don't want to get hung up on it. I don't want to be a broken person. I don't want to be beaten down and trash. You don't know what happened to me, and that's why I'm out here strung out on drugs, and you don't know my testimony. I abused myself after being abused. And I'm like, I had to come to the point in my life, I'm like, what kind of sense does that make? I've been abused all my life, and now I'm abusing myself. So it's like abuse on top of abuse. I abused myself with drugs and alcohol. I allowed myself to be taken advantage of by different people in my life, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to continue to allow this to happen to me. I want better for my life. So I changed the narrative of abuse in my life, and I kind of flipped that thing around and allowed my story to be my purpose. And everything that God wants from me. I'm so glad. And I'm very grateful for where my life is today. I am very, very blessed, and I can still right now be suffering in different ways in my life if I have not chosen to turn things around for myself. I can still be on drugs and alcohol and in bad relationships and making bad choices for myself. I'm not perfect, and I still make wrong decisions from time to time, but I'm way better than I have ever been in my entire life. I've never been in this place in my life. I'm better, I'm happier, I'm healthier. I have the things that I want and that I need. My children are very blessed. I can't complain. I ain't mad at nobody about nothing, and I can't complain about nothing. I refuse to allow myself to complain because of where God has me in my life, and that's a choice. That's a choice. Listen, I'm sitting up here talking to y'all, but you have to put that in your mind. And am I going to choose better for myself today? Because let me tell you something. It was not given to me. Peace of mind was not given to me. Joy was not given to me. Happiness was not given to me. I had to take what was mine. I had to work hard for where I am in life right now. This is how I obtain these things. This is how I allow these things to be a part of my everyday life because I want them. And sometimes you have to take them by force. The enemy does not want you to be happy. Go out here and get yours anyway. So that's just the choice that I made in my life today. And I do not allow my past to hinder me from the future that I want. So some things I just let it go, let God, and move forward with my life. So yes, today's topic is understanding. We are going to break down what understanding is, and we are all going to try to get a better understanding only if you allow yourself to get a better understanding of your life, even maybe as you know it. So understanding is the ability to learn, judge, and make decisions. So we all want to be able to learn. We all have to make our own judgment on different issues, different things, different people in our life. No, I don't really like that word judge, because who are we to judge? But we do have our personal judgment system in our own self that we have to judge people's character. You want to be a great judge of character by understanding how people are. We want to be able to make wise decisions that's going to help us in our life. And if we have a great understanding about certain things, it will allow our decisions to be wiser. And learn. We want to be able to learn. Learning should be a part of our everyday practice. We should be able to learn something every single day. Never stop learning. So this is what understanding does for us as human beings. An understanding person has the ability to know how other people are feeling and can forgive them if they do something wrong. I did a whole message on forgiveness. They wanted to beat me up. They wanted to beat me up about my message on forgiveness. And we want to be able to forgive. We all need to be forgiven. At some point in our life, we all need to be forgiven at one point or another. So we want to be able to be understanding people in life and know how other people are feeling. And we want other people to understand how we are feeling sometimes. So And we have done many people wrong in our life. We have done people wrong. People have done us wrong, and we want to be able to forgive as well as being forgiven. So, on a scale from 1 to 10, how understanding are you? Are you an understanding person? Listen, ask yourself, how understanding am I on a scale from 1 to 10? Because being an understanding person is a great quality as a human being. You want to be a understanding person. So think about that for yourself. On a scale from 1 to 10, how understanding am I? If I had to ask myself that question, how understanding am I? I think on a scale from 1 to 10, I say I would give myself an 8. That is being generous with myself. And I have not always been as understanding now. That in my past, I have not always been this understanding. I'm being completely transparent with you all right now, but I am a very understanding person. I might not express to you even while people are talking to me. A lot of people talk to me a lot of times about a lot of stuff. People be telling me their business all the time, which I don't mind. I love to counsel people and help them. That's what I believe God has me here for. And I understand people on a level, and I don't even tell them sometimes that I understand. I don't have to tell you that I understand all the time, but I am a very understanding person, and I like that about myself, and I like how I am becoming more understanding. The older I get, I become more understanding. I talk to my children, all of them, from my 11-year-old all the way up to my 28-year-old, and they talk to me about different things, and I give them my opinion on what they're going through from a mother's perspective, because I love my children and I want the best for them, but I always make it my point to hear them out, because I want them to know that how you feel needs to be heard. I have 5 sons, and my sons are great men. I was going to say I want my sons to be great men, but my sons are already great men, and men are important, and I want men to understand how much value that they bring to this earth. So when my sons talk to me, I am very purposeful about understanding everything that they are saying to me. Sometimes I ask them for more clarity and more understanding, so they can explain to me why they feel the way that they feel, or why they are saying certain things that they are saying, because how they feel is important. So understanding how people feel is very, very, very important. So think about that. How understanding are you? So imagine how you would feel if you had to walk in the other person's shoes. How would you feel understanding? We are trying to get a better look at understanding, because sometimes we can harp on certain things. Sometimes we can have a lot of resentment and hatred in our heart, and all of those type of things. People can hate us, we can hate them. As human beings, we tend to react off of our emotions quite often, and in the process of reacting off of your emotions, and not even in the process, because I want you to be able to lay your emotions down. Just sit them down for a second and place yourself in that person's shoes. That same person that you are mad at, that you hate, that you have resentment towards, and that you already have set up in your mind as this demonized human being or whatever, and just place yourself in their shoes. Imagine if you had to go through some of the things that person had to go through. Do you even think that you would be able to deal with that? How do you think that you would be able to react to some of the things that a lot of different people have to go through in their life, you probably would have tapped out a long time ago. We talking about understanding. Some people even express to me a lot like, I don't see how you do it. I don't see how you raise 7 kids. I don't see how you got, how you do the things that you do on the regular basis so often. A lot of people don't understand my daily life. And I was thinking to myself, like, a lot of people be trying to figure me out. Like, what is she? Is she a this? Is she that? What, did she do this? Like, stop trying to figure me out. Please stop trying to figure me out. I think it's so funny how people try to figure me out sometimes and one reason why I think it's funny how people try to figure me out quite often is because a lot of people already judged me before they got to know me. A lot of people already prejudged me and made up in their mind what they believed, what type of person that I am. Everywhere. In my family, at my job, everywhere. People are so quick to judge other people. And then when you see that I'm not who you already met me out to be, then you're like, well, who is she? I'm trying to figure her out. Stop trying to figure me out. You probably would never be able to understand me. I'm still trying to understand me. So, just imagine yourself, put yourself in another, that's, matter of fact, not just anybody, that same person that you hate this person so much for whatever reason. Put yourself in that person's shoes and just imagine how you would feel if you had to go through some of the things that person had to go through. Try it. Listen, I am just a mere suggestion because we are so quick to judge other people without even trying to understand their life. You don't even know how it feels to have to go through some of the things that some people out here has to go through. But you quick to judge them and you quick to cast them out and put them in a certain place already set up in your mind and all of this kind of stuff. I'm not here to change anyone's mind about how they feel about me. You can feel how you feel about me forever. That same prejudgment that you already had set up in your mind about whatever type person that you already made me out to be, keep it there, boo-boo. Please keep it there. And I'm not going to try to prove myself to nobody. That's not my job. My job is not to change anybody's mind about who I really am, aside to who they already judged me to be. And my job is not to make anyone like me. And I want you to keep your prejudgment about who I am, but don't try to figure me out. And on top of that, don't try to come back after you realize how thorough I am. People be trying to come back. Like, stay there. Please do. And maybe I need to be more understanding because of the way that I can come off sometimes. And I allow people to think however they want to think about me. I'm not here to change your mind about me. And sometimes I can come off as, I don't know. So a lot of people used to say, oh, she mean or she's this or she's that or whatever. And I have always been a zero tolerance type person. A lot of crap that I just don't deal with a lot of people. I'm quick to just like boom, do a Houdini act on you. Now I'm here and then I'm not. Like, don't play with me. But yeah, I'm not here to change anyone's mind about me, and you can keep your prejudgment about me. And maybe I need to be a little more understanding. I do need to be a little more understanding. I'm so glad that God placed this message in my spirit because we all need to learn how to be more understanding. And and putting ourselves in other people's shoes, or just for one moment, like really imagine how you would feel if you had to go through some of the things that different people had to go through. That's only if you want to be a more understanding person. Being understanding is a great quality and is very important in relationships, and we all have to have some kind of relationship with some people on some level in our life. So I mean, we all need to learn how to incorporate being more understanding in our lives on the regular basis. So where am I? So understanding something does not mean you agree. Just because you understand it don't mean you don't have to agree with someone's opinion on it, perspective on it, on the decisions that they make, or any of that. Just because you understand does not mean that anybody is forcing you to agree with someone else's opinion on it. You just simply understand. Any fool can know. The point is to understand. Any fool can know. Knowing is one thing, and understanding something is something else. It's totally different. Understanding and knowing are two completely different things. I'm so grateful for this message on understanding. The English language is so colorful, and there's so many things that God places in my spirit, and I did not know I would be doing a message on understanding today, and I'm so glad that I am, because I've already gotten so much out of the word understanding. Try your best to understand. I mean, like, really get in there. Try your best to understand. Understand what happened to you up until now and make use out of the lessons you've learned. Try to understand the things that happen to you. If you can think back on your life as far as your memory will allow you to, think back on some of the things that happened to you in your life and try to get something out of it. At least I got this out of it. At least I got a valuable lesson out of it. At least I won't move forward with doing this. At least I can be a better parent to me than my parents were to me. At least I know more. I want my kids to be better than me. So if it takes not making the same mistakes with my children that my parents made with me, then I want to understand that I don't want my children to suffer in some of the ways that I have had to suffer in my past. So learn the lessons, learn from some of the things. If you want to take a look back at your past, and some of us, there's a lot of us out here that likes to dwell on our past and like you owe it something, and I try to explain to people all the time that you don't. But if you have to dwell on your past, try to take some lessons from your bad marriage or your bad relationship or your bad experiences, or being in a bad place in life, or even some of the things, that pain that you have caused yourself. Allow yourself to fall down into depression, or have allowed your health to go too far, or whatever. You want to learn from the things that you went through in your past, so your future can look much better than your past. So understand why you went through some things, so you can grow and learn and not continue to make some of the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over again. So do more listening. And listen, I want y'all to put your ear to the screen right now. This might sound like a little tongue twisted or whatever, but it's very valid. It's very important. As a matter of fact, if you want to grab yourself a pen or a piece of paper and put some notes in your phone or whatever, I want you to hang on to what I am getting ready to say to you. Do more listening than talking. Do more listening than talking. Listen to understand. Don't just listen so you can talk. Listen to understand. Talk to be understood. Understand before being understood. Y'all want me to say that again? Listen, do y'all need for me to recap, to go back and say that again? Do more. Matter of fact, I am. Listen to understand. Talk to be understood, because we all want to be understood. Understand before being understood. I know you want to be understood, but can you understand first? Try understanding someone else before you are understood. You being understood is just as important as you understanding someone else. Both of you are equally important. But I want you, your job as a human being is to understand before being understood. You will get the opportunity to get your point across, say what you have to say, allow yourself to be understood, break it down in the way that you need to break it down. It's absolutely on that other person whether they choose to understand your point of view or not, but I want you to play the role that you are supposed to play in it, because at least you can walk away saying, I heard, even if they didn't understand me, I heard them out. And I feel good about the fact that I was being an understanding person in those moments. I took my time, I listened to them, and I understood every word that came out of their mouth. And I feel great as a human being for being as understanding as I could possibly be in those moments. I feel better about myself, opposed to me snapping back and arguing, over talking somebody and wanting myself to be heard and thinking that what I gotta say is way more important than what somebody else has to say and all of that. Then how good you feel about yourself as a human being. Then you think you got one up on somebody and now you arguing and you curse them out and all this type of stuff. And you gotta walk around with that on your back instead of just shutting up, listening to them, understanding what they're saying. That you can't make nobody understand you, but you can make yourself be a more understanding person. It lifts your self-esteem. It makes you feel better about yourself as a person when you know that you are bringing the best qualities out of you. I am learning how to be more understanding. Don't do it for the other person. Do it for yourself, because you want to feel good about what type of human being that you are. Make yourself proud of yourself. And one way that you can do that is to learn how to be a more understanding person. Listen, I'm trying to help y'all today. We are talking about understanding. And a lot of people don't understand the concept of understanding. And they don't understand why they are so confused about their own life. They have no clarity. They have no direction, because you are not understanding. You're not understanding enough. That's why you don't have enough direction in your life. How you got to incorporate these things in your life. You have to make it a part of your everyday practice. I want my path to be clear. I'm tired of being confused. I know what it feels like to be confused, not know which way to go. I don't want that to be my reality. I want to understand my life more. So in order for me to understand my life more, I want to be a more understanding person. I just want to be more understanding, because that's what I want my life to be. I want it to be a clear path. I want to understand. I want to see where I'm going. I don't want to be lost. I don't want to be confused. I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be sad. I don't want to not understand why I'm going through these emotions every single day and I can't shake them. I can't shake what I'm going through right now. And I don't even understand. That's because you don't know how to be an understanding person. Listen, don't get mad at me. Y'all can't. Y'all can get mad at me all you want to. Talk to the big man upstairs, because God sent me here because someone needed to hear this. How understanding are you? How much do you understand your life? How much confusion have you been going through? Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired of being stuck in the same revolving door, the same situation, going through some of the same thing all the time? And then your conclusion is, when you sit down and think about it, is, I just don't understand. Of course you don't. Of course you don't understand, because you're not understanding. It's important to be understanding. We're talking about the importance of being understanding. That's just like the importance for forgiveness. We think that we are doing someone else a favor by being forgiven, but you're helping yourself by being more forgiving. It is important for you to learn how to be more forgiving, not for the other person, but for yourself. You are actually doing the exact opposite by not being forgiving. You are harming yourself by holding on to resentments on the regular basis, and anger and frustration and hate, and I don't like this person or whatever. I'm not forgiving him. What I look like forgiving them? You know what they did to me and all this kind of stuff. Okay. If that's your choice, then that is what you choose to do. Just know, by being an unforgiving person, you are harming yourself more than you are harming that other human being. It's not working in the way that you think that it's working. I'm just saying. So yeah, whoo! I'm so glad that we got the opportunity to break that down. So love and understanding are like twin sisters. They go hand in hand. Each is necessary for any relationship to thrive. Love without understanding can lead to frustration and broken relationships. I am so glad that I used that analogy, that love and understanding go hand in hand like twin sisters, because I love my twin sister. And we try to understand each other more and more on different levels as we grow and go through a lot of things that we had to go through in life. And like I said, they go hand in hand. Without love, without understanding, you can't have love, not in a successful way, the way that you want to have love. You have to have love and understanding. Those two things belong together. They are married. They are married. They are happy. They skip together in lilies in the sun. And yes, I'm going to get mushy on y'all, because I want to feel my feelings. I want to feel my emotions. I want to feel happy, and I want to feel loved, and I want to feel God, and I want to feel blessed. So I want to talk to you guys about happy and beautiful things, and things that are going to make you feel good and lift your spirits and change your mind and lift your vibrations and make you feel good in these moments. And I do want to talk about love and happiness and having relationships that are worth having, and learning how to understand each other a little bit more so we can enjoy this experience called life. People that we have to deal with on the regular basis. It can be inside of your home. It can be inside of your family, whoever it is, wherever they are. You want to have love and understanding inside of your relationships, so these relationships can be long lasting and so that they can be effective. You want to have good relationships in your life. So try to incorporate some understanding with your love. It's going to make your life better. So you might have a loving relationship that does not have too much understanding. Once you slide a little bit more understanding up in there, watch how much that better that relationship is going to be. Excuse me. Misunderstanding. So let's talk about misunderstanding a little bit, just so we can kind of steer away from, having to be wrapped up in misunderstandings. So misunderstandings are common amongst human beings. We encounter misunderstandings amongst each other on the regular basis. Boom. It's okay. It's all right. It's not the end of the world. It is a regular thing. It is normal for us to encounter misunderstanding. Everybody don't have the same frame of thinking. Everybody, we are different. We come from different walks in life. We have different belief systems, different values, all of that, different religions, different cultures, different races. We come from different parts of the world, different ethnicities, and all of those type of things. So we are not going to always understand each other on the same level all the time. And that's okay. It's not the end of the world, even if it's inside of your own family, inside of your own bloodline. It's okay to have misunderstandings inside of your family. Misunderstandings are common. It happens. It's okay. But can easily be resolved and restored through communication. Misunderstandings can ruin perfectly great relationships. Communicate. That's all it takes. That's all it takes to clear up any misunderstanding. All it takes is a little bit of communication. You don't have to ruin perfectly good relationships because of misunderstandings. Talk to one another. Communicate with one another. Iron out your differences. Listen to one another. Understand each other so we can clear up some of these misunderstandings. Got it? It's so simple. It's very simple. We make it hard. We make it hard. We will hate each other forever because of simple misunderstandings. And that does not have to be our reality. You don't have to hold on to hatred or resentment towards anyone because you just might not understand. Just a little bit of communication can go a very long way. It can save your marriage. It can save your friendship. It can save your business relationships at work. It can save your relationships between your family, anybody in your family, your motherhood or your children, or men as fathers or uncles or cousins, or whatever role that you play in society or in life, in this world, whatever. You don't have to walk around with this miscommunication and these misunderstandings of one another all the time. All you have to do is say a few words to me, understand, allow myself to be understanding to what you are saying to me, and you allow yourself to be understanding to what I have to say to you. And we can have a healthy relationship moving forward. We don't even have to have a deep relationship. We just don't have to have this friction between us because of the misunderstanding between us. We can get rid of our differences. Just because we don't understand each other don't mean we have to walk around with this uneasiness amongst each other in these broken relationships and all of this kind of stuff. We can just try to gain a little more understanding towards one another through communication. It's not hard. It's not hard. So understanding is the key to moving forward more accurately. So you will be able, I believe I said this already, you will be able to make wiser decisions when you learn how to understand more. When we understand, I was going to say it, I thought I said it already. When we understand, we make wiser decisions. We make wiser decisions when we understand more. Lack of understanding could allow us to make not so wise decisions. So understand that everything is not for you to understand. I'm going to say that again because I think that is very important. Understand that everything is not for you to understand. Ain't your business. You want to understand. We can get all caught up on, oh, I just don't understand. Dear sweet friend of mine, I just love them so much, was communicating with me, going through some very serious situations in their life and explaining them to me, and I'm hearing them out, and they're like, I just don't understand. I just don't understand. And it is like wrecking their brain that they don't understand the actions of other people. And I had to express to them, stop trying to understand. Just wait a minute. Take a couple deep breaths, sit down, get you some water. You probably will never understand. And we can wreck our minds trying to understand something that ain't even for your understanding. You probably would never understand the actions of another person. Why are they the way that they are? Why do they do some of the things that they do? I don't know. And I don't want to waste a whole lot of my time trying to figure it out either. If it's for me to understand, I will understand. And listen, hear me out a little bit. If it's meant for you to understand, you will understand it. God will make it clear for you. Whatever is meant for you to understand, will understand. Everything ain't meant for you to understand. Stop trying to figure everything out. You will save yourself so much frustration, so much anger, so much bitterness. You can get sick in your body, wreck your mind. You don't have peace in your mind. This thing is driving you up a freaking wall. I just don't understand. Stop trying to understand. If you don't understand, it's not meant for you to understand. Let it go. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. If God wants you to understand, he can say, come here, baby. Come here. Come on. Sit down. Because there are certain things that I want you to understand. And God will make it clear to you what he wants you to understand. But if you don't understand the actions of other human beings or why a certain person are the way that they are and all of this kind of stuff, and you trying to twist it around in your mind in different ways and look at it from different angles and all of this kind of stuff, and no matter how you fix it in your mind or try to figure it out and all this kind of stuff, and you like, I'm trying to understand, but I just don't understand. Stop trying to. Stop trying to. If you don't understand, it ain't for you to understand. So I'm going to read that again. Understand that everything is not for you to understand. Boom. Listen, I know. Because you've been trying to wreck your brain about this thing for the past 10 years. About your broken marriage and about your family and about everything that you had to go through and about your health and about the loss of your loved one and about all these things. You got beef with God and all that kind of stuff, and you just don't understand. A lot of things take time to gain clarity on some things. I said this before. Life can only be understood by looking back at it. In hindsight, you have to experience it. You have to go through it. You have to live it even to understand it. You ain't going to understand it while you in it. You got to let the dust settle on it. You got to let it resonate in your spirit. You got to let some time go by. And then as time goes on, you will get more understanding of life. So stop trying to wreck your brain about it right now. Think back on some of the things that you probably needed some clarity on, that you can probably try to get a better understanding about it now that some time has gone by. But as of right now, stop trying to wreck your brain trying to figure everything out. Because if you don't understand it right now, maybe number one, you will never understand it. And number two, it ain't for you to understand right now. Just give it some time. And by you releasing these things and giving it some time, you will allow yourself to have peace of mind. You could just let go and let God. Don't worry about it no more. Don't think about it. Go sit down somewhere and watch something on Netflix. Get you something good to eat. Do something else, whatever else. Go for a walk. Do something that's going to help you. Do something that's going to benefit yourself. Besides wrecking your brain about things that you just don't understand. So, yeah, we talking about understanding today, y'all. I mean, we are talking about understanding. I am so grateful. I believe that God is using me in these moments, and I am so glad that God is using me. I don't know who needs to hear this message on understanding. I know I'm going to wrap it up. I am in the process of wrapping it up, but a lot of it was for me. Like, I needed this. I needed this more than I know. I'm so glad, because that is what so many of my messages of how I needed this so much, just for my own clarity and my own peace of mind. And I allow myself to open myself up to receiving these messages so that I can get more benefit out of it. So understanding oneself. Practice understanding by learning how to be more understanding of yourself. Why you are the way that you are, good or bad, and why you react the way that you do to certain things. If you want to be a more understanding person, practice being more understanding by learning how to understand yourself more. Do you understand yourself? A lot of people out here trying to understand everybody else, and you don't even understand yourself. You don't even understand why you are the way that you are. You don't even understand what happened to you. What happened to you in your childhood? What happened to you in your past? What seeds did your parents plant in your mind that may not have been so effective or beneficial? Listen, I ain't trying to take no shots at your mom or your dad and try and say nothing bad about your parents' parenting skills, but there just may have been some seeds implanted in your mind as a child that is having a negative effect on you today as an adult. So you need to think about that. Understand why you are the way that you are. And we think that these things are only right because it's our parents, and this is what they taught us, and this is what they told us. And our parents are humans just like we are. There's no perfect way to parent. They probably only know what their parents taught them. And some parents can be toxic. And some of the seeds that your parents may have planted in your mind may have been very ineffective seeds. They could be reasons why you are suffering today. That's real. It's real and it's true. And I'm sorry to burst your bubble. And I ain't trying to say nothing bad about your mama. But your mama probably did some things to damage you. So you might have to go back to those things and say, why am I this way? And I know my mother taught me this, and I know my mother loves me. There's no love like the love from a mother. Trust me, I am one. And I know that everything that I taught my children are not effective and everything is not good. I still have things that were imparted in me coming up as a child that I want to release some of these things so I can impart better wisdom on my children and not hang on to some of the things that I have been accustomed to as growing up inside of the family that I had to grow up in. We don't have no choice. We don't choose our families or the things that we have learned, but we need to realize that those things were not always right, and we need to let go of our past, some of our past teachings and some of our beliefs, and it's just not have been very effective to you. Even right now, to this very day, you could be suffering from holding on to some of these things, and they have become habit, and your whole family does things a certain way, and it's not really being beneficial for you in your life. Some things we just really need to let go. Why am I the way that I am? Is this thing harming me more than it is helping me? Maybe I need to change my way of thinking. Maybe my parents weren't always right. Maybe the things that I was taught inside of my household were not very effective strategies, methods, beliefs, whatever. Maybe I need to let some of these things go. I don't like what I'm going through. I don't like what I'm experiencing. Maybe I need to do things in a different way. This is not working for me. I need to switch it up a little bit. Listen, I'm just giving y'all something to think about. Think about it. I'm not trying to shove nothing down your throat, but it's some things that we all need to think about as far as that is concerned. So try to understand yourself a little bit more. Proverbs 4 verse 7. I'm going to throw a scripture at y'all because I came across this. It is in the Word of God. And oh my gosh, it just resonated to my spirit so much so in a way. And I believe that it was very fitting for this message on understanding. Proverbs 4 verse 7. If it costs you all you have, get understanding. So I'm kind of skipping through it. This might be the second part of the first verse of Proverbs 4 and 7. If it costs you all you have, get understanding. If it costs you everything, if you have to give up all that you own in exchange for understanding, these ain't my words. I got this from the Word of God. If it costs you all you have, get understanding. And then it reads on to say, and in all of your getting, get understanding. So while you getting everything else, while you gathering everything else, all your information and all your goods and everything that you getting, in all of your getting, get understanding. So I thought that was so powerful. I thought that was a very powerful scripture to throw at y'all today about understanding. And it was perfect for me to incorporate in this message. So be kind and sincere to one another. Sometimes all we need is a little more understanding. Listen, I'm just trying to give y'all a few tips that might help you to be a little more understanding. To understand and to be understood makes our happiness on earth. So when that came up during my study, it came up as a German proverb. I don't know exactly what German proverbs are. I know I came across German proverbs before, but it says to understand and to be understood makes our happiness in life. And I know I kind of fling that word happiness around a lot, and a lot of people are not happy right now. And I know that there are a lot of unhappy people right now. I am not one of them. And I'm glad to be able to say that I am very happy with where my life is today. My life is good. It is getting better. I am in the best place that I have ever been in my life right now. And I am very happy. And that means a lot to me. My happiness is very important to me. And I prioritize my happiness. This is why I wrote down this German proverb, because it is telling us basically that our understanding in life, coming from both directions, to understand and to be understood, it says it makes our happiness on earth. So if you want to be a happier person, then you may want to learn how to incorporate more understanding in your life. So that is how I ended my message on understanding with that German proverb. I do have one quote and an affirmation, and oh my gosh, understanding, like, who needed that today? Like, that message is just so timely, and I really hope that it helps someone by getting a better understanding of yourself, getting a better understanding on life. We are not always going to understand life. Getting a better understanding of our relationships. We have to deal with each other in relationships on the regular basis, so we can't look past these things. It is very important that we learn how to understand each other a little better as human beings in life. It is going to help us. It is going to help you to be more understanding and to be understood, learning how to express yourself, raising your self-esteem, feeling better as a person, knowing that you are learning how to be more understanding. So I really hope that that did something for someone. So my quote is from a man named Malcolm Forbes, and he is the founder of Forbes magazine, which displays even to this very day. I know he founded it, I believe, in 1937, but it displays the lifestyle of a lot of wealthy and successful people on different levels, and breaks down their success. So people like Jay-Z and Beyonce and make the Forbes magazine. So this is what Mr. Malcolm Forbes said. If you want understanding, try giving some. If you want more understanding, try giving some. Sometimes we don't want to be so understanding, y'all. We have to learn how to be more understanding towards one another. It is going to help you. It is going to help you as a human being. It's okay to shut up and listen. Just listen to someone, hear them out, gain better relationships, share more love, be compassionate, offer someone some of what you have, something from your heart. Ask them, what do you need in this moment? Empathize with one another. I'm sorry that you are going through whatever you're going through. I'm sorry that you feel the way that you feel. I understand what it feels like to be in your shoes. Some of us go through some of the same similar things often on the regular basis. As human beings, we are more alike than we are different. So we got to stop putting up that brick wall and saying, well, what you going through is what you going through, and I don't have to understand that, and I don't have nothing to do with that, and it has nothing to do with me, and all of these kind of things. And we putting up these hard shells and not displaying very good humoristic characters from ourselves. But we all need understanding. If you want understanding, try giving some. So I absolutely love that quote on understanding. Thank you so much, Mr. Malcolm Forbes, for dropping those jewels on us. Those are the words of a very, I believe that he is no longer with us, but a very wise and wealthy and successful man. That is why I like looking up these famous quotes of very successful people, because I feel like it holds much more weight for some people who have worked hard and strived and gotten certain accomplishments in life. Maybe we will take heed to the words that they leave here on earth, these jewels that they drop on us. Maybe they will mean something to us when I give you these quotes from famous people. That is the point of me doing this. I incorporate famous quotes in all of my life lessons, if you are not familiar with that part. So my affirmation of the day is, I want you to repeat this to yourself, and I want you to allow this to become your reality, because I want us all to live more fulfilling lives. So I want you to say, I am compassionate and understanding. So I want you to say that with conviction. I want you to say it because if you have not been a very compassionate and understanding person, I want you to learn how to be more compassionate and more understanding. You want people to be compassionate and understanding towards you, and I believe that we should give those things as well as receive those things. I am compassionate and understanding. This is a two-way street, people. It goes both ways. So that is how I ended my message on understanding. I loved everything about that message on understanding. Even preparing the message on understanding really just through the roof did so much for me as I prepared this message on understanding. So that is it, you guys. I had to move on with my day. Good morning. God bless you. Shout out to y'all, my family and friends and whoever else. I don't even care if I don't know you, but I see y'all, the ones who are here joining my live broadcast. Thank you so much for your presence here, for being patient, listening through this message. I really hope that you got something out of it, that you received something from it. You got it hot off the press. You were the first to receive this message on understanding, and I hope that you can carry that word along with you for the rest of the day. Understanding. Allow that to be a part of your everyday life, at least for the rest of the day. Share it with somebody, even if you don't say it. Be more understanding towards someone so they can be more understanding towards you. You can make the sound decision in your mind to start being more understanding right here, right now, right at this very moment. So shout out to y'all who are here watching this video live right now. God bless you. Thank you so much for your presence right here now today. So before I go real quick, let me shout out to my YouTube channel. Shout out to YouTube. Thank you so much. I am so close to having 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Oh my gosh. If you have not liked, share, and subscribed to my YouTube channel, please take this opportunity to do so. That is true value, knowing your worth on YouTube. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell somebody to tell somebody. It is all love, joy, peace, happiness, good vibes, all of that motivational, inspirational, empowering, testimonial. I am here to help you. I will be releasing my website soon, where I'll be taking one-on-one counseling sessions. So many people are being counseled by me right now. Like even just last night, I had a whole counseling session on the phone with a friend of mine, and I mean, I don't mind. I just cannot keep giving away my time. That some of that time I should have been studying when I, decided to just stop and pour my heart out and give someone what they needed and allow them to release some things that they needed to release as well. But my website will be released soon. I thought I was going to do it in a different way. I do have quite a few websites. I think I'm going to just stick with the website thing because I don't like the appointment apps. I've been working on appointment apps so you can book one-on-one counseling appointment sessions with me, but I ain't feeling it, so I'm not going to do it in that way. That's what's taking so long. But look out for the website. You will be able to book right through my website. And also, my books are available and on sale. That is True Value, Knowing Your Worth. They are on Amazon. You can get the Kindle version. You can get your paper copy where I will autograph it and send it to you, or you can just get it straight sent to your house. You can gift it to someone. The books are power packed, short, quick reads. They are not very long books, but they are testimonial. They are very powerful, and I believe that they will help someone. They are not very expensive. If you allow these books to help you, then that is what they are going to do. So that is True Value, Knowing Your Worth. That is my first book, Walking Treasures, Discover Your Hidden Treasures, Feed Your Soul, Your Personal Guide to Health and Wellness. And my last book is called Religiously, and that is taking a closer look at spirituality and religion. I'm out of here, y'all. God bless you. Thank you so much for your presence here. Friday. Will I be here on Friday? The rest of my week is so busy, but yes, I will be here Friday morning between 9:30 and 10 a.m. for your morning Friday motivational message to give you guys a good start to your weekend, something to think about, to get you going, raise your vibrations, and just put a smile on your face. So look forward to me being here on Friday, Lord willing. If God allows me to be able, I am willing. I will see you back here on Friday. In the meantime, you guys get over this hump and continue to stay blessed.